But I think even Square Machine had more soul than this. Like, it was made of multiple parts. You had to go inside it. You had to dodge its pieces. That made it interesting. This is just a green box on the right side of the screen going up and down. Everything I say is based on my own opinions and experience. I'm not speaking for the public, and my feedback should be treated as such. You are watching Nico Evaluates. With 27 years of experience on Mega Man games, 7 years of doing the No Miss Buster Only challenge, and countless Snupster Races, as well as being the QA tester for Mega Man Unlimited and the upcoming Mega Man Rock'n'Roll, I'm here to tell you my honest opinion on different Mega Man games, so sit tight and learn. Hello people, welcome back to Nico Evaluates METAGAL. I guess that's the name of the show, as pointed out to me. I guess we, back to chaos. Leave your podcasts to a podcast episode. So this is the first fortress stage. We got our new weapon, which is rather interesting. It'll allow you to swap sides with the enemies. Although, how they react to it is kinda strange. Look at that. The shield dagger just keeps going left and right, it basically goes berserk. I don't know if that's intended, but it looks kinda strange. If I'm here... yeah, it kinda breaks the shield dagger. So I'm not sure why swapping sides with it kills it. It works fine in there, but as soon as you swap sides with it... Would it be cool if you could drop it down by doing this? Okay, it sometimes works, sometimes it just explodes. Mines you can't get rid of unless you use your special weapons. Honestly, this is just crap, this weapon. It's no good on anything. It's just a dash in flames. It's... you'll just kill yourself with it. And there's probably one boss in the game where that actually works. But as a utility weapon, it's quite horrible. I don't see a reason to use it ever in the game. It's kind of like a bad... well, I was gonna say Firestorm, but it's not even the same. You could... like, the closest thing that comes to mind is the Comet Dash from Unlimited. I mean, you can dash with it in the air, sure. But you have to wait for the energy to come back. So I don't know what the use for this is. You're just gonna get damaged. Kinda like the top spin. It's kinda neat of an idea, but it doesn't really work. And of course you got this. There's no reason to pretty much ever use any other weapon than that. Unless you wanna do this. Like, the idea of the weapon is so well made. It's a good weapon. See how the mines drop through ladders? Isn't there a... like, there's a platform here. Why does it drop through? No idea. But this does not feel like a fortress stage at all. I'm trying to limit myself from using this, because the shield weapon efficiently kills the whole game. You don't have to do anything if you have this. Just keep pressing the fire button, everything dies. So it's kind of like the metal blades of the game, it'll completely break it. Oh. So if the enemies are shielded, they just die? And sometimes these power-ups make no sense. So this is one use for this. One use. Air dash. But can't you also just dash and get it? Yes. It's just a worthless weapon, in my opinion anyway. So for other weapons than the shield weapon, which is just overpowered, the weapon energy reloading makes sense. Sometimes the reloading takes quite a bit of time though. And for this, doesn't even matter. It'll just break the whole game. And I'm still getting sick by the vertical scrolling on every screen. That is just... it's the worst thing about this game. If you don't even think about how this game is so generic. And it seems like it's rather short as well. So I don't really... It's a game. A really waste of space. Alright, let's try and use this to our advantage. This weapon is kinda neat. Probably one of the coolest weapons I've ever seen in a game. I'll give you that. Shame the game is kinda crap. But I'm having some fun with this weapon. That's the only reason why I'm not just equipping the shield and killing everything. Because I can experiment with this and what all it can do. Doesn't change how the game plays though, and this is supposed to be the fortress. It looks like the first level we played. Looks just like it. It's just... We've been underground, we've been in the overworld, now we're underwater. It doesn't feel like a fortress stage, it's just another stage. I forgot about that. The spikes are 2 pixels wide. Like why... If the spikes are such an important element in your game, why are they so small? The smaller your screen, the harder it is to see them. I was not looking at my position, apparently. Yeah, to get any fun out of this game, I prefer using this weapon. Definitely. But as soon as I start using something else, yeah, the fun kinda gets sucked out of it. There's probably a better way to do that, but that seems to work, so I'll use that. At least the enemy turns. I'll give it that. You just trap on enemies. That's another thing on its own. Why do you trap on enemies like that? It's not even skill based, it's just, it happens. I almost killed myself again. Because there's vertical scrolling, you're jumping up, you're not gonna see the spikes in time. It's just artificial difficulty. Okay, there are some spots where you don't want to use that weapon. But let me go back to the issue again. I did not see those spikes. I had no idea they were there. No idea at all. I kind of like how we're using the weapons in this. But it's not perfect, by any means. Watch out for the spikes. It's almost feels like it's forcing the weapon usage. Granted, the fortress stages should be all about how you learned, how much you learned about the weapons and such. That's of course always part of that experience. So you can't dash underwater. At least that will. No. That was explained. Just almost killed myself again. There's just no way you can see those spikes in time. Oh my... Now what? We can't reset this, so I guess we're just fucked. Go back down. Alright, now they reset. Some of them. Go back down some more. I don't really like setups like this. There we go. Like the act of resetting something is such a big deal. That's just a bad design. So, this basically kills itself if you have a full bar of energy. This pass is no problem. Oh! Did I actually dodge that? Yep, pretty much using this weapon guarantees that you can do this without taking damage. Buster only, a bit of a harder feat. Can still be done, or even though it seems nearly impossible. Because of the way the bullets are coming to you like that, there's almost no time to avoid them. Well, I didn't even have full bar of energy this time, and I think we've done it. The weakness is not bad. But I just hope... I was hoping it would be easier to do with Buster only. That one attack. Like, how do you dodge that? Let's check the other one. So this looks a bit more like a fortress. The team and everything. and you're going inside immediately. So that's already better. But like a lot of these Game Maker games, and a lot of games done in this style, is there's not a lot of enemies in the game. It's just repeating the same enemies on every stage, which brings back to the idea that you should be using different enemies on different levels. Create a team for your stage. Of course, some enemies should come back, like Mets. They're stable. They can exist in multiple levels, but just rehashing the same enemies over and over is what I have a problem with. This here is a nice brain teaser, can't be done buster only though. So you have to use this weapon to get through that pit, and probably dashing here could work, but the enemies come immediately, so you better know that they are coming, otherwise you're dead. Sometimes the game, it's built in a way, like this stretch here, it's built in a way where you would benefit from dashing. Dashing going fast. That's kind of the whole idea of the game. Any game that has a dash, it should be built around going fast, and the enemy placements should reflect that. It should not be too difficult. Not getting hit. I'm good, alright. But as we go through the game, it becomes evident that the vertical scrolling is one of the biggest flaws in the game, and the other one being, it has no soul. It's just another one of these. Like, you can do a good Mega Man clone without Mega Man in it. You just have to be... I don't know how to put this into a sentence. You have to have that artistic tribe. You have to have that, I'm gonna create the next best side-scroller game. And if I can't do that, then I should educate myself some more. But as it is like this, it's just another Mega Man game clone that has the same mechanics as the original games, has everything that we're already used to this. We know what to expect, there's no surprises. Got the Joes, got the Mets, got the shield attackers. Like, can't you do something else with the game? We've seen this so many times. So uninspiring is, I guess, the word I'm looking for. And all the weapons and such, it's just a poor excuse of having a weapon. So now I understand. You're probably supposed to get this gear with the air dash, with the flame weapon. Good luck. I'm not even gonna try that. Just needless deaths. I don't really need the gear in this. Oh! So if you equip the shield on a ladder, you drop down. That's good to know. Not just losing the shield, but also equipping it. You just immediately drop down. Is that a flame at the top? Yes, it is. It doesn't even reach us. What's the purpose of it? I guess you're trying to hit this enemy at the top and then you get hit. Because that's a thing. If you can count the original enemies in this game, it's probably gonna be less than the enemies that are borrowed. So here, you could do this to make that gap easier. But at the same time, it's not really needed. Kind of a poor weapon. This is a game where you really don't want to hug the enemies. Like that, you don't just always get hit. I don't see a lot of spots where the dashing weapon could come in handy. Usually dashing weapons in any game, once it runs out, you just take damage, because you can't anticipate how long it'll last. The boss doesn't spawn until you reach the ladder. So a box. You made a box. The box has lasers and balls. The problem with this is that the window of the bottom laser is so small. You literally have to be quite perfect if you want to jump over it. The top, I don't see any reason to ever use the ladder. Like, why would you ever use it? You're just gonna get hit by the parachuting guys. From Shadow Man stage, of course. Except these ones drop down stuff. Small differences. Oh no. I should not equip this before going in the room, because we're gonna lose it. I think. There we go. Put it on again. So the ladder in this room is kind of like, why? Why would I use that? It's so tight of a window to jump over the bottom laser. And to think that the game is quite easy up until this point, and then suddenly you need to be like frame perfect if you wanna dodge the bottom laser. Oof. And if you're trying to look at the bottom laser, you can't really see yourself. I can't see myself if I'm looking at the boss, so I don't know if I still have my shield on or not. So I have to keep pressing the button to revitalize the shield like that. That's making this boss needlessly difficult. Maybe on a Switch would be easier to see, smaller screen, if you're using the handheld mode. I don't know a lot about that console. I don't really play console games since the PS2, so I don't really know how that works. Oh, the shield is gone already. I was looking at the boss because I need to dodge the attack. And if I try to look at myself, I die. If I look at the boss, I don't know if I have my shield on or not. So why is the window so small? Granted, some people think this is easy. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's simple, I'll give you that, it's simple. But the window to dodge the bottom laser is so small. Unless you've done it, don't tell me it's easy. Unless you've done this and you think it's still easy. Okay, fair. Maybe it is easy for you. I can't look at the left and right at the same time. I'm using a 27-inch monitor, playing this game quite close, since I'm sitting in front of the computer. So I can't really look at both sides of the screen at the same time. I'm not cross-eyed. I guess I just have to... like, I guess you're not supposed to even use the shield. It doesn't really feel like a weakness. But it's such a great tool to shield you from those shots. And I guess killing those things as well. And hitting the boss automatically without having to aim. I'm having a really hard time with this. It's like multitasking. I'm really bad at those things. So am I saying it's a bad boss? Yeah, kinda. I don't really like this design. The ladder is useless. Why would I ever use that? I guess if I looked at footage of someone else playing this, maybe they found a way to use that ladder somehow. I just don't see myself using it. I don't know how I would benefit from it. It seems that if I use the ladder, I would just get hit by those parachute fellows. Oh my god, that's the first time they hit me. In that spot. There's just too many variables in this. It's so simple, yet it's not done in a way where it would actually be fun. And the constant flashing when you hit it hurts my eyes. And if you think of design, how to make something interesting, well, you just made a box, a green box that hovers. It doesn't take much skill. Granted, I could never make something like that. I'm not an artist. Maybe if I really tried, I could probably make a green box with a jetpack. But I'm just saying, why don't you make it a bit more interesting? This just... it reaffirms the fact that this is just another Mega Man clone. It doesn't have a soul. I don't care that I'm fighting a green box in the air. Who's controlling it? Who's behind this particular boss? What is this? You could say, well, not all the, let's say, Cossack bosses in Mega Man 4 are controlled by anything. For example, the weird square machine box robot enemy. What is that? I agree, that's kind of a weird thing. It's like the bosses have their own mind, their own control. Like the Matereya from Mega Man 4. They're just big ass robots in the air. But if you look at them, sure, the square machine, that's missing a soul. It's kind of plain. It's just a bunch of pieces together. It's kind of the same thing here. But I think even Square Machine had more soul than this. Like, it was made of multiple parts. You had to go inside it. You had to dodge its pieces. That made it interesting. This is just a green box on the right side of the screen going up and down. You can do better than this, I think I'm saying here. It's just... games like this kill me. It literally kills me. And how long is this gonna take now? The only reason to use that ladder is to, I guess, dodge the bottom laser better. But if you're already going up to the ladder, you're probably gonna get hit by the next laser at the top. I don't really understand what you should be doing here. The other thing is that I don't really want to try the other weapons, because I'm not good enough to dodge those balls. So the shield is remarkably good in that regard. If I tried to use the other weapons, I'd probably die sooner. This at least helps me dodge the projectiles. If you're even like a millisecond late, you can't jump anymore. Fuck. I'm just hoping for the RNG to not hit me in this position. We could try other weapons. It just takes so long for the eye to open back up. Like, it takes so long. I can't believe we actually beat that last time. Oh my goodness. Now we have no shield. Just in time. Damn it! Oh my god! Yeah, some things are difficult for others, and some things are just easier for others. Just in case, let's check the weapons, cause what if it's this? Like, what if you dash into it? That would be the stupidest weapon to have against it. But what if? I'm saying what if? What if he used the mines and jumped in, like jump on top of him? Let's see then. Okay, it doesn't even work, you can't even use it. I was pressing the button, it didn't come out. Let's make sure it still works. So in the boss fight this weapon doesn't work at all. I wanna try that again. Why didn't it proc? Okay, now it does, but you can't really use it because it's firing at us. If that insta-kills it, I'm gonna be mad. That's actually gonna be the worst weapon in the game. Like the... No, okay, good. That's good, it's not the weakness. So what else do we have? We have this. But that was already the weakness of the previous boss. So why would this be the weakness again? This is weird. Have to wait again. Oh my goodness. I'm just here to find out the weakness. That's 3 damage. But you could... Like, couldn't you just cause that damage with the homing weapon and have a shield as well? Why would you use this? And then you have to wait for the reload. So you can practically only fire once at him. Or it. To cause any damage. And the explosion after doesn't even work. So what is the use? Like, that is the worst weakness. I mean, if that is the weakness, why wouldn't that be? It does a lot of damage. But not enough, it's like 3 damage. Isn't it funny how the hardest boss is a green square? It's not a square. Agreed. Know your geometry. Bam! That is definitely not it. Alright, so we go back to the shield. At first I was like, maybe you can just hang on to this spot, but the bottom laser actually gets you. And the bullets. Huh. Alright, so now we are left with this. If I wanted to, I could try and jump on top of it, but I don't think we land on it. It's just... It's not an object that exists. You gotta be careful not to jump too high. And the homing projectiles are coming. Sometimes it's literally almost pixel perfect, the jump you have to make. And somebody calls this easy. Granted. Like I said, everyone has problems with different things. This is a problem for me. Like, the difficulty curve just changed completely. such a stroll in the park before this, and now this is so difficult. For me. There's a disclaimer at the beginning of my video, all opinions. I'm not saying this is difficult for everyone. I'm not speaking for the public. It's difficult for me. Thus I find it worthy of a mention. We're gonna die again. Especially if one of those things trap on us. Nope. And one more shot and we're dead! Can you die? Thank you. Catch you next time. If you agree on what I say, leave a like. If you disagree, leave a dislike. Thanks for watching another Nico Evaluates. Join us in Discord to talk about Mega Man, white bread, and the neighbor's dog. Impact the show in my Patreon, or just throw a few bucks if you wanna buy me coffee. Check our merch at teespring.com/store/Snupster and get my quotes on your shirt. If you want to see weekly Mega Man races, go ahead and subscribe to Snupster. Catch you on the next one.